Hello, ARMY all over the world. Thank you so much for always supporting BTS through every chapter, from their trainee days to now, where they've become global legends loved by millions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, so you won't miss any of the latest updates and emotional moments from our beloved members. And this time, the news that came from Suga truly touched everyone's heart. Why? Because he suddenly showed deep longing for Jimin and the other BTS members, in a way that was so subtle, yet so powerful it moved ARMYs around the world to tears. The beginning, a whisper of longing. It was just a simple live broadcast. Dim studio lights, a cup of coffee on the table, and Suga's calm voice behind the microphone. But there was something different that night. His tone was softer, his gaze seemed distant, and his eyes, they spoke 1,000 words that his mouth couldn't. Sometimes, I just want to sit in the practice room with them again, he said quietly. That one sentence was enough to make the whole fandom stop scrolling. Who did he mean by them? Was it Jimin and the other BTS members? From that moment, the calm broadcast turned into an emotional storm. ARMYs flooded the chat with questions. Is Suga missing the members? He sounds so sad. Is he okay? The middle memories that haunt him. Suga has never been the type to easily show emotions, but that night, it felt like his walls came down. He began to talk about BTS's early days when they shared one small room, split meals, and laughed at the simplest things. Back then, whenever I was stressed, Jimin would show up and say, "Young, let's go out for a bit." But now, everything feels quiet. The word quiet echoed in every ARMY's heart. Was Suga feeling lonely without the members? Many believe this wasn't just nostalgia, it was a silent confession of longing, especially for Jimin, the one known to share the studio and many late-night talks with him. The turning point, when Jimin's name was heard, the moment that made everyone's breath catch, came when Suga, while talking about his new song, suddenly mentioned Jimin's name without any clear context. If Jimin hears this song, he'll probably smile, he said softly, with a faint grin. That one sentence sent waves through the fandom. Why mention Jimin out of nowhere? Was there a hidden message in the song? Some ARMYs even theorized that the lyrics he was working on were actually written for the other members, especially Jimin. Lines like "I miss your laugh in the silence of my room," or "the rhythm feels empty without your voice," became the center of speculation online. Emotional core. When music speaks what words can't. Suga has always expressed his emotions through music. He doesn't talk much, but every note he plays feels brutally honest. That night, when he began to play a soft melody, the sound carried a wave of melancholy. Each piano note felt like a call across distance, as if he was reaching out to someone far away, yet forever close to his heart. Even ARMYs commented, that melody sounds like a whisper of love and loss. Could it be that this music was his way of speaking to Jimin and the others? Was this song a silent letter for the ones who once shared his dream? Hidden message, clues in the background. Eagle-eyed ARMYs noticed something else during the broadcast. On the shelf behind Suga sat a small wooden frame, a group photo of all 7 BTS members. The picture was slightly faded but unmistakable, and a few times, as he talked, Suga's eyes wandered toward that photo. It looked accidental, but it happened too often to be a coincidence. Was it a silent sign of his longing? Or perhaps a quiet message to his brothers? "I'm still waiting for you." Subtle confession, the sentence that broke hearts. As the live was nearing its end, Suga closed with one line that left everyone speechless. "Sometimes, I wish I could go back to when we were just 7 kids chasing the same dream." Simple words but carrying 100 emotions: longing, gratitude, love, and quiet pain. ARMYs around the world flooded the comments with tears. "We missed that time too, Yoongi. BTS will always be 7. And when he smiled before turning off the camera, it wasn't a smile of happiness, it was the smile of someone holding back tears. Reflection, the warmth behind Suga's calm. Suga is known for his calm, realistic, even sometimes cold persona, but behind that composure lies one of the most genuine hearts. He doesn't often say "I miss you," but his actions, his melodies, and even his silence always carry that message. ARMY knows Suga isn't just missing Jimin, he's missing his whole little family that once laughed, cried, and dreamed together. Maybe that's why, even with time and distance between them, that bond never fades. Because, as Suga once said in an old interview, BTS isn't just a group, they're a part of me, closing a longing that never ends. Now, ARMYs can't help but wonder, will there come a day when Suga and the others sit together, again in the same room, laughing like before? Will the song he's writing now become the bridge that brings them back together? Or will this quiet longing live forever inside melodies only the -1 of them truly understand? One thing is certain: behind every beat that Suga creates lies the warmth of friendship and the ache of love that time can't erase. And that night, through a small, quiet live broadcast, the world was reminded once again: BTS is not just music, it's love, memory, and an unending bond of longing. Continuation. The night that spoke in silence. Hours after the live ended, ARMY couldn't move on. The short broadcast had left a strange feeling, like something unspoken was still lingering in the air. Many fans replayed the clip again and again, trying to catch even the smallest details. Did his fingers tremble slightly when he mentioned them? Did his voice soften only when saying Jimin's name? Was that sigh before the piano started a whisper of exhaustion or yearning? In every replay, ARMYs found something new. Some noticed how Suga's lips formed a small smile right after glancing at the BTS photo. Others swore they heard him hum a melody from Spring Day, the song that has long become a symbol of reunion and longing. Could that have been intentional? Or was it just habit, a subconscious reflection of the emotion he was drowning in that night? It was as if Suga had built an invisible bridge between the past and present, and every ARMY watching could feel the steps of memory walking across it. Flashback. The times that shaped him. Suga once said that music is his diary, and maybe that's why every chord feels personal. During his earlier mixtapes, he poured his pain into rap. But lately, his melodies have grown quieter, softer, full of emotion that words cannot hold. Perhaps this transformation came from the distance between the members. Each of them is chasing their own paths, yet their hearts remain intertwined. There was a time, years ago, when Jimin walked into Suga's studio at dawn with 2 cups of coffee. "You haven't slept again, right?" Jimin teased him, placing 1 cup beside the keyboard. Suga only smiled and said, "If I sleep, the song will disappear." They stayed there until sunrise, finishing a track that would later move millions. Now, as Suga sits in that same studio, alone under the same dim light, maybe his fingers remember that moment, the laughter, the warmth, the shared silence that needed no explanation. Between the notes, a message for those who listen closely. Days after the live, a snippet of his new melody leaked online. Not officially, just a faint recording ARMYs captured. The sound was soft, with faint breathing in between, and in the middle of that melody, a voice barely audible whispered something that many swore sounded like, "It's been too long." Could it have been Suga's voice? Or was it just background noise? The fandom split into theories. Some believed it was an intentional teaser, while others thought it was simply a coincidence. But what no one could deny was how it felt, as if Suga had turned his longing into sound, a coded message that only those who truly listened could understand. ARMYs from across the world began posting edits, with the caption, "He misses them." Every comment section was filled with the same sentiment: "Yoongi, we can feel your heart." Emotional peak. When longing becomes art, there's a certain beauty in how Suga transforms emotions into art. He doesn't dramatize. He doesn't perform sadness. Instead, he makes it poetic, and in that subtlety lies his truth. He misses not just the people, but the moments, the rhythm of togetherness, the quiet comfort of being surrounded by those who understand without words. Perhaps that's why fans describe his live that night as hauntingly peaceful, because it wasn't about fame, or comeback hints, or promotions. It was just a man sitting alone with his thoughts, and for a few minutes, he let the world peek into his heart. Reflection. The bond that time can't break. Even in silence, BTS remains connected. Jimin once said in an interview, "Even if we're apart, I always feel them with me." Maybe Suga feels the same. He just expresses it differently. Each beat he produces, each lyric he pens, carries a shadow of the 6 voices that once surrounded him. So when he said, "Sometimes I want to sit in that practice room again," it wasn't just nostalgia.